What is good, y'all? This is JV here, and today I have an album haul for you guys. Now, got the same old pretty much format that we always do. 5 albums. These are 5, physical CDs that I picked up, and I'm just gonna share, a little bit about them. And again, if you have any questions about any of the albums that I show in this video, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. To start, the first album I have is Disclosure's Caracal. You look, it's kind of dark, I know, it's a black album cover, so it's hard to see. English electronic group. This is their second studio album, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of deep house influences. Great set list on this one. We got Miguel, we got Quabs, Lord, Miguel, I said Miguel already, sorry. Brendan Riley, The Weeknd, Sam Smith, and Gregory Porter. This is the second time I've actually heard Sam Smith on it in both songs. If you're not familiar, Latch, they're the ones who made the song Latch. Incredibly, powerful song from last year. So, Disclosure with their new album, huge fan of it. I literally bump it at least twice a day, to and from work. And it's just absolutely fantastic start to finish. One of my favorite tracks on this would have to be probably Magnets with Lord on it. I really like that. Great radio potential as well. This album is a classic album that I just had to get a physical of, and I went on Amazon. They had it for like $5. So we got Weezer's The Blue album, their debut 1994 album. If you're not familiar with them, I believe LA-based, alt rock band. Just tons of songs. Most notably, maybe Buddy Holly, if you're not about that. Fantastic band, and this is one of my favorite albums by them. I am relatively familiar with their discography, but this is just a classic, unbeatable. So again, Weezer's The Blue album, highly suggest you pick it up if you have a little extra time or money. It's a cheap album. Again, we got Ghostface Killah's 12 Reasons to Die. Now, this is a dope album. This is part 2, again. This is a follow-up to his 2013 album, collaborating with the producer Adrian Young. Great, a lot of Raekwon on here, RZA, Bilal is on here. If you're not familiar with Bilal, he's R&B, like neo-soul kind of singer. He kind of rose to prominence in my kind of spectrum from his feature on Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. So yeah, absolutely fantastic album. It's a quick listen. It's 13 tracks, but there's like a couple interludes into it, so it's actually really short. Vince Staples is on it. So, the second disc, it's a 2-disc set, and the second disc is all like the instrumentals from all those songs. So I highly suggest you pick up this album if you're a fan of Ghostface. Again, Wu-Tang, man. I get everything Wu-Tang or Wu-Tang like soloist, like recently Method Man dropped Meth Lab that I still have yet to pick up, but I'm gonna get it, of course. So Ghostface Killah, 12 Reasons to Die Part 2, highly suggested, one of my favorite hip hop records of this year. Fourth, we got Pound Syndrome by Hopsin. If you're not familiar with Hopsin, I believe this is his 4th album. LA-based MC, highly lyrical, does his Illmind series that's very popular, most notably Illmind 4, where he kind of, pokes fun at Tyler the Creator, various different things. And this one is housing Illmind 7. He also used the single Fly from this one, and No Hope that he's promoting now, which is actually an interlude, but he kind of mocks Future. That it's basically like a Future. I got like sometimes a little maybe like a Fetty Wap-ish kind of Migos. He's poking fun of those rappers that have the with the auto-tune and stuff like that. So interesting album. Hopsin, I've always been a fan of his bars, but when it comes to like song structure, beat choice, and hooks, I think those are his weak points. And they're better on this album than his last album, Lock Madness, which I wasn't a fan of at all. He had an album that I'm trying to remember. Raw is the album. Loved that album. Well, I wouldn't say I love the album, but I love some of the great songs on it. Most notably Nocturnal Rainbows. It's been a long time since that dropped. So, this is his latest project, and I thought it was good. It had some interesting moments. Great songs like Ramona is a fantastic song. Let me see. Fort Collins was interesting. Crown Me, except for the hook. Crown Me, like, oh my god, that hook is a mess, but it's a great song. My Love is my least favorite song on here. It's like an ode to his girlfriend, which is cute and I have no problem with necessarily. It's just the way it was done was incredibly cheesy and I just couldn't help but cringe the entire way through. So Hopsin, if you're familiar with Hopsin's music and you like it, I would highly suggest this album, but I wouldn't necessarily, if you're looking for something different than he has done before, I don't think you're gonna get much out of this album. Next we got Chinks, Welcome to JFK. Chinks, you know, sadly this year he passed, and this was released after his death, and it's a great album, it really is. And I'm not just saying that because I know like when some things are released, you know, post-death, people tend to be like, oh my god, it's amazing, but no, it's actually a really good album. It's really sad that, you know, there's an incredible amount of potential that was there, and RIP, shout out to him and his family, man. It's a shame that we lost him, especially so young in his career. I mean, this is debut album, and I mean, this is essentially all we have of him, and fantastic, you know, everything from the beat choices, that it showed versatility, his bars, he had like a semi-melodic approach, great radio potential. I thought it was just a really solid record, and you know, I think it was like what, 48, 50 minutes long, so it was an appropriate length. If you have a little extra money and you're a modern hip-hop fan, please pick up this album. This is something that I think should be supported and that definitely is worth a try. So again, we got another dark album. It's hard to see, but Chinks, Welcome to JFK. Lastly here, this is an interesting release I got. And I got this because I ordered a special edition of a game. Let me go back here. And I know this is not an album, but I got the Persona Dancing All Night Vita game special edition. And it came with this, which is basically the soundtrack to the game. Now, if you're not familiar with Persona, it's a Japanese, you know, game by Atlas, and it's like a role-playing game, modern role-playing game, and absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan. If you're familiar with the Shin Megami Tensei series, it's kind of a derivative of that. And so Persona, with its success, dropped a rhythm game, much like maybe a Project Diva off the Vocaloid series. So we got Persona 4 Dancing All Night, the original soundtrack. Huge amount of songs on here. Let me see. We got 24 on disc 1 and 39 on disc 2, so an incredible amount of stuff. I know this isn't the normal kind of album that I would buy, and it's not something you necessarily just jam to, but I thought it was a cool thing to have. So I'm just going to run through the albums again. We got Disclosure's Caracal, Weezer's The Blue Album, 12 Reasons to Die 2, Pound Syndrome by Hopsin, Chinks, Welcome to JFK, and then Persona 4 Dancing All Night original soundtrack. 6 albums this time. I said 5 because I wasn't thinking about Persona, but I forgot I had to include that. So if you have any questions about any of the albums that I got today, leave them in the comment section below. Till next time, this is JV. I love you guys. Bye.